Welcome everyone and welcome to All In, All United. And guys, we're here to talk about this game today. Our FA Cup exit. I mean, to exit at this stage in the competition is what does make it hard to swallow. Sometimes when you exit earlier, they'll be like, all right, well, we were never really in it. But to reach the quarterfinal stage, to exit at this point is what is make the pill a bitter one to swallow. And then when you marry that with the way we exit, the kind of performance that we put out, that does make it even more frustrating. But we'll get into that, guys, and we go talk about it. Thanks for joining everybody. We had Kevin on the inside and we had Davian as well.
Good night,
fellas, introduce yourself. How we going? We know it's gonna be no best feeling, but how we going?
Let's Davian go first, because I still trying to recover here.
Well, my name says it all, Olian.
Nice.
That's how much knockouts. How much knockouts going in a row? 4 or 5 exit. 4 or 5 knockout exits.
So it's sarcasm you're posting there, then, Davian.
Yeah.
Oh,
You could see that.
You didn't see them brackets?
Now, what I would say, boy, I mean, as you say, Reem is a bitter pill to swallow, boy, but as a supporter, I had to defend my team. We had a good run. How much? 29 unbeaten games away in all competitions. I mean, all good things must come to an end, eh? And after a grueling...
It was a good run, though. It was a good run.
Yeah, it was a good run. After a grueling game in Italy on Tuesday,
All right, I think we getting some problems with Kevin.
Yeah, he breaking up. I don't know if you noticed it breaking up.
Yeah, I don't know if Kevin, if you're hearing us, you're breaking
I'll go with
right?
my coach. It had to happen sometime. Fatigue.
Nice. Kevin, he was breaking up a little bit there, all right? So, I hope you're hearing us.
Right. So, yeah.
All right, Davian. So, Nico go jump in a little bit, but let me get into the team sheets. I mean, at the point in time when you saw the team sheets, you want to get your general thoughts, how you felt about it going into the game. Talk to me, Davian.
I didn't think too much of the team sheet, but I just find it was a lot of changes from the AC Milan game and from the regular side. I think Oli took the game lightly. He made a lot of changes. So I guess he didn't take this game as paramount because he made a lot of changes and he brought in a lot of players that he don't usually start.
Right. Talk to me, Kevin, about the team sheet, starting lineup.
Right, this internet real glitching. You all hear me, all right?
Yeah. We're inside.
All right. Yeah, well, the team sheet, it was a big surprise for me. I had basically 7 out of the 11, right? I guess everybody was surprised by the changes he made. Starting those 4 guys, the Pogbas, the Van de Beeks. I didn't think anybody don't need to start today. But giving the guys a little rest and expecting that in halftime you would bring on the players. Hopefully they would be a little more agile and bring the sharpness that we needed. So he tried a thing, but it didn't work out smoothly.
Yeah. Before I interject here, hey Richard, welcome man. He's saying Bruno should have started in front of Matic. I don't tend to I don't often disagree with the team sheet that Nico, you inside there, buddy? All right. So until Nico sorts that, we go bring him back in. Yeah. So when I saw the team sheet, I was a little bit surprised, fellas. If I'm honest with you, as I open with, we at this juncture, Leicester City is not a walkover. You know, I think Leicester City deserve more respect than we would have given him. And
Yeah, we watch them as pushovers.
and the thing about it is when you're going with a team that's barely played together, you had a lot of players in the squad that now coming off injuries, even though you know they may not have been able to make 90 minutes. It was a real risk going up against a well-drilled Leicester team. We know Leicester no walkovers. They're not turning the table by fluke, you know. So I understand why Oli may have chosen to do some rotations because, as Kevin had mentioned, coming back from Italy late, you know, after that grueling game against AC Milan,
but
you would have fancied that some players may not have recovered fully for a game at this magnitude. But then again,
we are not taking that because we're going on international break.
I understand what you're saying. I don't disagree.
They have a whole 2 weeks to rest.
I understand.
What Oli was doing, he was resting players for the international team.
No, but what the point I'm making is I'm trying to sit down in the middle here as to why certain changes would have been made. You know, not that I agree with it or not, you know, but I'm just trying to understand probably where Oli would have been seeing it from to make the decision that he made. Because why I would have wanted Bruno to start in a game like this, they're quarterfinal. You understand? You're not playing, you're not going up against one of the championship teams or the lower level teams. You're going up against a premiership team who turn the table and behind us by a point. You understand what I'm saying? So you had to approach this game with a little more seriousness. You had to approach this game with wanting to go in with your best 11, buying injuries. So bringing in Pogba, who now come off a long 10-game injury layoff, bringing in Donny, who now come back. You understand? He didn't play for about a month and change. Then not only that, you was enforced to drop Rashford, you know, because of the injury. I was expecting to see Daniel James. I was expecting to see Bruno Fernandes. I was expecting to see McFred. And we will get to Fred, but I was expecting to see your first choice team going up again because, as you said, Avion, after this game, we have no club football to play. You know, everybody going to play with the country. So let them fellas leave the blood, sweat, and tears on the field.
Yep. And I do understand that. I don't understand that.
I agree, but all things being equal, at the end of the first half, hey, look, Nico, man.
Yeah, Nico, you on the inside there, buddy?
Oh, Nico.
Nah, Nico, like he getting some problems with the audio.
Nico bringing the auto-tune, boy. Nico on auto-tune. Because of the robots. Yeah, but all things being equal, fellas, after the first half, with all the changes that we made, after the first half, we were basically on par, right? Besides the mistake that allowed the first goal to go in. We were on par with all the changes, whether we talk about the injuries and lack of playing together. We were 1-1 after the first half.
Hold on now, but we have a special part for Fred. Because he have a whole 50 minutes to get. He have a whole 50 minutes to get. Because the real controversial is splitting Man U fans with Fred. You know? Some rate him, some don't. I am one who think his strength better than his weakness. Well, sorry. His strength is just as bad as his weakness.
All right. Let me just get some comments before we move on, right? Nico, I guess you may have to change your device or take off the headphones. Right. So I get some comments here. So Sinatra, welcome, buddy. Thanks for joining. Saying the better team win on the day. Jeez, look at how many balls we gave away. Not even under pressure, we rarely give away balls today. That cost us talk done.
Well
no
said.
doubt. Yeah.
Well said. Yeah.
Hey Kevin, welcome, buddy. Thanks for joining. Hey, watch me, Kevin. This your relative or the fellas are the same name, boy. He's saying once again.
I chef. I had too much Kevin's, but I chef it.
Akeem saying once again, and all the team falls short when it matters. The same people who will make excuses, the same people who will say a Poch or a Rogers aren't big enough for United. we have come up short in almost every important or important game under Ollie. Yeah, definitely. And I think we mentioned before, guys. This is what the fourth to the fifth. Time we came as close as a semi-final or a quarter-final, and we dropped the ball. And the team just not stepping up. You understand? To get us across that line to break into a final. To at least challenge at that level now. It's frustrating.
Not only that, when we go in to overtake a team, we always come up short. On the table, we second. All we need is a win to come into first. We lost that game.
Yeah, other teams would drop points. Other teams would drop points, and it's just for us to jump the gap.
Jump that gap, and we will drop points.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know if it's a mental thing. I don't know if all he does just go into those games. He don't give them the right team talk. I don't know what it is.
All right. Well, guys, so let me start talk about the game. But I see Nico inside, and Nico seems like he's much better.
Song better,
Yeah.
Nice.
He gone Bluetooth.
I don't know, boy, like my laptop fried. I don't know with it.
All right. So Nico, before you go on,
Good night.
All right. So let me just get Akim here. Akim saying, why can't we play any other way but counter-attack? That's on Ollie. All right. So we're getting to that. So Nico, talk to us now. Your opening remarks concerning the result today and your thoughts on the team sheet when you saw it.
Again, disappointing result, yes, must say. What was more worse is the performance. Disappointing performance. Team sheet was a surprise to see Pogba starting. I wasn't really expecting Pogba to start. Seeing something happen there.
You're inside, Nico. You're good.
Okay, right. I wasn't expecting to see Pogba starting today. But it is what it is. Played him from the start. Who else? Van der Beek, again, a surprise to see him start, knowing that he hasn't really played for a while. That was definitely a surprise to see him when he started lineup. However, I guess in terms of resting players, maybe giving players a chance to impress. I think that we only went out to try to see if that Van der Beek may have take a claim, because we have definitely been struggling in the midfield. So hopefully that he might have brought a spark to say, well, all right, let me try something different. That definitely didn't happen. And after that, otherwise, I think the team picked itself.
All right. Let me just get some comments before we move on. So Nacho saying we look much better after the substitutions, but a big game like this, he needed to make better starting selections. Yeah. That's 11 couldn't win us that game at all. Leicester run us the whole game. Nice. So as we hear now, guys, let me talk about the game. It may have moments in the game that you wanted to bring to the fore for discussion. Let me get some moments in the game or some things that you would have observed in the game so we could talk about it. Kevin, talk to me.
Yeah, well, I think the first thing is the shakiness of the defense, the lack of concentration, the lack of focus for them goals, boy. Them is basic goals we let in there. I mean, Tielemans' goal was good enough, but still, the defense from Fred, Maguire, in the way he do there with that block he attempted there. But the first and third goals, ridiculous schoolboy football. That them things should never happen.
Yeah. But let me talk about, as you touch on the first goal, Kevin. Who more responsible? Because I hearing different people talking. There's some saying Maguire should not play that ball. Then some saying Fred should have handled that better.
Fred first touch was bad in the first place.
Right. So they were getting that, right? So at the start of the game, even when the game was going on, we realized Fred didn't start off too positive in terms of, taking care of the ball, right? So is it now that you would consider Maguire being a captain or being, you're looking at the game a particular way, you're saying, I shouldn't give Fred this ball because Fred didn't look too sure in possession before.
Not confident.
Probably I shouldn't take that risk. Talk to my fellas. Nico, Yeah. Maguire more responsible or Fred more responsible?
But me see Maguire nowhere inside of there. To be honest, eh? Me see Maguire nowhere inside of there. I think Fred started the game real shaky. I think for some reason his confidence is starting to take a bang. I don't know if it's the accumulation of games where mistakes are starting to creep in. But I think he hear any echo. I think he hear any echo now that he's not good enough to be to me a midfielder in a Man United midfield. Even Bolt I spoke about in terms of Fred have no place in Man United midfield. And knowing Bolt is a worldwide franchise by himself, I'm sure Fred might have heard that at some point, and maybe even started maybe played on him because even before that back pass that he made, he had a lot of poor passes, a lot of poor decision making. And then we Reams during the game we talked about it. What going on with Fred? And just a moment after was the error for the goal. So yeah, so I think that Fred all the way, I think Fred confidence has taken a hit. And then again, as much as we don't want to see that as fans and supporters of United, he was racially abused online and elsewhere, for his performance, which was unfortunate. But I think Fred all the way 100% for that back pass with that lack of concentration, and putting Henderson, at sea. So Fred all the way.
All right, let me get some comment before I come to you, right, Davian?
Mhm.
Hey, Peter, welcome, man. He's saying, good night, fellas. Very, very dismal performance. We again lack intensity, desire, and motivation to pull off a win. I think after a very good performance or a win, this team becomes too relaxed and dwells on that past performance, hoping that it would somehow carry them through the other games. Nevertheless, there's something fundamentally wrong with the mindset here, not talent. Well said.
Yeah.
Um,
Again, our real feedback room is like a fan or something.
okay,
Yeah, I
all
get
right.
it.
We
Well,
look into
let's
that.
turn mine in case it's mine. You have on
Yeah,
the
was
headphones.
yours
You were here clear.
was yourself, was yours. Yeah.
All
Roger,
right.
Good
Roger.
day.
Thanks.
Yeah,
All
man.
right. So Simeon, welcome, buddy. Thanks for joining. Saying good evening. Nothing surprised about this performance. The same people we've said it weren't good enough. Leave Fred alone. LOL. Ollie left him alone whole game. I think up until the 70 something minute he gets some off.
82nd
The
minute.
the 82nd
Yeah,
minute.
boy.
Hey Kenton, thanks for joining, buddy. He's saying Davion, you have Ole next to your name.
Yeah.
Achme, that Kenton, the man admits it's sarcasm. He admits it's sarcasm,
Yeah.
right? Yes. Since the rumor came out that Oli getting an extension, Davian was complaining, right? So anytime you see Davian close to Oli in, no it's sarcasm. All right? Yeah, Davian. So talk to me about the goal. Who do we blame? Do we blame Maguire or do we blame Fred? Now I know because Fred was the one with the pass, it's easy to blame Fred, you know. But
No,
I
no,
am
no.
thinking a little further. Go ahead.
Yeah, yeah. You're talking true talk there. He really should have not passed it to Fred there, knowing that he was already shaky. As a captain, you should know better. You should know when a player not looking too confident, but whole season, although it has get me real mad, but we have clearly been in training. We've been passing from the back, training to pass from the back. It is get me bummy every time. It's get me bummy too. But it's something apparently we've been training in practice over and over and over and over. So I'm guessing by now all the players should be confident enough to pass
Right,
on the back.
right.
So Maguire take it and was like, he probably was like, okay, well, this should be easy for you since we've been practicing this over and over. Here, look the ball.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
But you know, and you said that
So
so
yeah, you can't blame Maguire. That's on Fred.
no, and I
But
think you make a good point. Go ahead, Kevin.
Reem, we would have mentioned that the last time I was here about in the early game when Crystal Palace and somebody else put it on us with a full press and how shaky we look under the press. And again, it manifests itself. Maguire was under pressure. He had no other outlet. He see a red jersey. He didn't care who it was. He know he can control that ball, be that man, and get a proper outlet. So he passed to the red jersey, see which happened to be Fred. Fred too was
But
under pressure. We were under pressure.
you
It was a
but you
full
find
press.
Fred was under pressure? Kevin, you find Fred was under pressure?
The
He
man
was.
was
That
the
was
man
a
was on
real
Fred back. If
It
Fred
wasn't no
Fred
heavy
received the
pressure.
ball,
he was casual with that pass. I don't find
man
him
on.
under no
We
pressure.
just
No,
all
no,
we
the
just sweat.
man was
Man
closing on. The
on,
man was
man
closing
on.
on. But the thing is, his first touch did not help him.
I find
He
my
got
first
a
was
heavy.
bad.
He got
Nah,
he
a
was
heavy
touch of
first touch.
four.
Even
A
He
first touch
got
of
a
four.
heavy first touch.
But
So
to play
it
it
was
back
like
to the goalkeeper, that's
even
it
after
was
the
a
first touch.
touch,
that was
right?
a panic pass. That was a panic pass. That was a panic
It
pass.
was even after the first touch. If he had a proper right foot, I think it had an outlet or open Wan Bissaka.
Mhm.
Right?
Okay.
Right on Wan Bissaka's side. But panic, man on.
I think
He made a poor pass back to him.
I find
Poor.
that dull level to panic there, boy. I find that
Yes.
I
poor
think
excuse,
Yes.
I think
boy.
every
Agreed.
player when they got, I think every player when they got a bad touch, you just panic.
Just panic.
Especially if you're in a bad position.
Yeah.
If you get
And
a
you done
bad
shaky.
first touch,
And you done
and you
shaky
done
whole
shaky,
game already. All
if you
right.
get a bad first touch, your pass is going to be bad too.
And you remember, and I think Kevin, you make a good point there, because and there's something I noticed with Fred. Once Fred make up his mind that he's going to pass to this person, he just be playing where they call the thing bling, where they call them thing where the horses run with.
Yeah,
Blinkers,
Blinkers.
blinders.
Right. You see, Fred is that type of player. Once he make up his mind to pass to this player, 4 or 5 players could cluster around that player. Fred still making that pass, you know. So the fact that you say just now, Fred knew that, and you see, for me, it's a combination of a lot of things. Fred know that the players from Leicester already targeting him because he confidence get hit with how poor he started the game.
All teams targets Fred now.
Yeah, you understand?
All
So
teams
Fred already
target
know
Fred now.
Fred dealing with himself. You know, Fred trying to build his own confidence back because the first couple touches he get bounced off the ball easy. He made the wrong passing decision. He gave away the ball. So at that point in time, when Fred got the ball, when Maguire gave Fred that ball, Fred just wanted to get it off his foot. And the fact that his first touch was a pass or a bad pass, he had to try to get it off back to Dean as quickly as possible, as opposed to lifting up your head under that kind of pressure to see Wan-Bissaka free and swing the foot instead of trying to put your keeper under pressure. You know what I'm saying? So I think that whole scenario there, Fred, the decision to pass it to Fred, while I agree with Davian that this is something that they're doing in training, you know, and then as Kevin say, Maguire get trying to get a red jersey, you know. But at the end of the day, Fred had to do better. We saw it with Pereira last season when he got the ball and he tried to, you know, turn with it under pressure like that down in we have. Fred had to take the licks for that. You know, he had to do better. Better has to be done about that. Now, guys, this defense, we was boasting about this defense last game. What happened today? we were singing the praises of the Magulov. Shaw didn't start today, and Wan-Bissaka. We were singing praises about the clean sheets and how long we conceded. What happened today, guys?
Part of the reasons that happened is mostly because the midfield got outrun.
100%.
The game was lost in midfield.
That is where the game was lost.
Yeah.
Yeah,
exactly.
We were exposed in the back. Our defense were exposed. I don't even find Lindelof was that bad. Maguire probably was worse, but it was midfield.
Yeah. I agree. I think that midfield was porous. I think everything was just coming down. Yeah, everything was just coming down on the defense, time after time. And anytime like that, you have that happening time after time against quality players, right? Then something would give.
So you see why we always need to play Fred and McTominay in front of back four. You see, that's what I was doing whole season.
And we know that. We
switch it up. We put Fred to play on the right and Matic on the left and watch.
Matic was not for that game.
Nah.
Matic was not for that game at all.
I'm gonna get some comments, guys. Kenton saying what I doesn't understand how we want to play from the back without having players that can keep the ball and pass it.
Agreed.
Yeah. Nice. First touch was good. His layoff
The
pass
layoff.
was right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I find it process wasn't bad, or let's say it was heavy,
Yeah,
but I
that
find
was-
it wasn't
I
bad.
find it
That
was
was it.
heavy.
Even after the first touch, he could have make a proper pass.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
Simeon saying when will we realize that if Fred is the best CDM we have, we're in trouble? Is there anyone else in the United system? Right? And then
But
Kenton saying,
even I feel if Galbraith got a little experience and a little exposure, he might do a good job.
Galbraith is a baller, boy. Galbraith is a real baller.
I'm telling you.
Kenton saying, as a midfielder, you have to take 2 looks over your shoulder. And from there, you know what you have to do. So it's not to panic. If your first touch bad, you have to protect the ball. But I think if I look at the referee, how the referee played the game today, he wasn't blowing the whistle for every little thing. So I don't think Fred being so small trying to protect the ball might have worked for him in this scenario, because I saw a lot of times the players got thrown off the ball and the referee let the game run.
Yeah.
You know? Anderson, welcome, buddy. Thanks for joining. Kevin, big up yourself. Chef, big up yourself, man.
Big up my brother out in Miami, man.
All right, nice. Glad to have the Miami, the foreigners on the inside.
Yeah,
Thanks for joining, buddy. So guys, we talk about Fred, and somebody had mentioned it, and I was wondering when we were going to bring it up. But anybody noticed that today we play 4-4-2 diamond?
Yeah.
Anybody notice that?
Mm-hmm.
Now every time,
how we could do it? Go ahead.
every time we change the system, we just always have a performance like this. I don't know if it's because that the fellas so well drilled in knowing their roles in the 4-2-3-1, where we play with 2 flat defensive midfielders, and then with number 10 with the 2 wide forwards and the striker. I don't know if it's so much so that them fellas know that formation to the back of their hand, that when we ask to play something differently, we tend to take so very long to adjust and settle playing it. And between that time when we're trying to settle and adjust to playing our system, Leicester, because they're well drilled in doing what they're doing, now we panicking, we're unsure about ourselves, we don't know what to do, we like fish out of water. And that is when teams capitalize. I don't know what is all the thoughts on that. Talk to me, Nico.
But it's about the quality players, Reem. You know what I mean? I think if we have the players in the positions, they would play a role. Because to me, play with Van der Beek today, he was playing a man short. Right? And the best thing he did was play with a man short. Van der Beek was like play with a man short. To me.
No, I hear what you're saying, but it's unfair. It's unfair. Because why bring in Van der Beek in a game? Van der Beek wasn't supposed to start today in that game. It had other games where Van der Beek could have started. It had easier games where they could have built his fitness, build his match fitness, or they bring him in a game where he will be outrun, where a team who does build on fitness and running in 90 minutes.
Yeah.
Or they bring him on to play a team like that. Or they trying to build up the man to fail. Or they trying to build the man to fail.
Possibly. Right? So
I do understand that.
So we dealing with the facts, right, Davian? So yeah. Van der Beek played in that game, to me was like playing with a man short, right? Fred, like Fred was playing for Leicester, so Leicester was playing with a man more. Right? so at the end of the day, if you don't have the quality of players to play in whatever system, your system will fail. And to me, that is what happened today. We just the players today didn't stand up and be counted because they didn't have the quality to play the system. And yes, I would agree with Reeves. We saw custom play in one way, but even if we play with Van der Beek and Fred in the form Fred had today, then even the system we normally play, it would have been poor and we have been outrun the same way.
You feel so, Nico?
Yeah, but Reeves, look at it. Look at the performances. Were there any performances, let me say, from the 2 players that they could have write home about?
We thought about Tellez.
Tellez did what we know Tellez would have done. Tellez didn't do anything more or anything less that he have been doing for the entire season. So to me, I wasn't expecting more or even less from Tellez today.
I'm gonna just get comments here, right? Kenton saying here now, I know only Mad does change systems without coaching the players to play it. Because I'm very sure Van der Beek wasn't drilled in that system. Not only Van der Beek, you know, not only Van der Beek. Hey Jody, welcome, buddy. Saying and he and all looking upset, you know. And then Anderson saying, could it be the players not well suited for the diamond? And we saw before, you see, I don't know where Anderson, for me, it comes down to how we start games. How we start games tend to determine how we play through or how we follow through. Because when we start a wrong system and the fellas not confident in the system, the fellas not assured in what they're supposed to do, their roles and functions, then together with the opponent sure and the opponent confident in what they're about and they executing to a T, that's a recipe for disaster, and we saw that play out today. You know?
But my whole problem today also is, okay, we started bad. Okay, we had a moment of brilliance. We get back in the game. We made it to the second half 1-1. That was the opportunity to regroup. Get the players who not playing well off the field, like Fred and Matic. We bring on McTominay, leave on Pogba, bring on Bruno. If you don't want to play Pogba for 90 minutes or for long, leave Pogba until like 70 minutes or something. So then take him off. Then they could have bring on whoever in the midfield. But no, we leave on Fred. We put on 4 wild substitutions in the 70-some minutes. So the whole team had a start over.
Yeah, but that start over looked good though.
You know, it wasn't bad at all. That was the best stuff we played for the entire game.
You understand?
Yes, I understand that. But we was open.
All right. So
looking at the back.
So guys, let me talk about something here, right? And this is something that myself, Nico, you know, we've been talking about for many a review, right? Why it is other teams right now, we have probably, if we were to match our salary or wage bill with all the other teams, probably we gonna be up there. We might be for the first 2 or the top 2 or something, right? But when coming to actually playing the game, our team is players though we are the worst paid team in the world. I want to stretch it like that. We get them fellas probably, them Kevin, them fellas and them is play as though them getting paid worse than Joe Public, and Joe Public do exist, right? No, when I sit down and I look at how Leicester City play, guys, how they move the ball, how I don't only help me understand what's going on in training.
Coaching system.
You say something and it crossed my mind. It crossed my mind when I was watching them play today. I wasn't watching Leicester all season really. And what I just come to conclude is that they have no real superstars. Let me say Baron Vardy and Iniacho having a good run at the moment. But when I watch Leicester, I don't feel fear. I don't feel any, like wow, them is real ballers. But they are a team and a well-drilled team. And them fellas running the socks off. The game, as Davion rightfully say, and Nico agreed, was lost in the midfield today. We give away possession at countless times right in the midfield. Them fellas run at we had. We just kept losing the ball. So they may not have superstars, but they are a team, a well-drilled team.
With Leicester, everybody knows the role.
But
everybody knows the role. Everybody have a role and everybody know the role.
Right, guys. So why it is we being the Manchester United, the powerhouse of football. Why?
By name, eh? Right. Remember that part, by name.
Right. Fair enough. But we have talented players because Kevin said yes, and that's true. Leicester don't have no big names. But the big names, the reason why the big names get big names is because they're talented, right?
Yeah. And that's a big club.
Right. So we have talented players at a big club, and yet we can't play a cohesive brand of football. I looking at how intricate, nice 1-2s movement. Everybody know where they're supposed to be for Leicester. And I could even go as far as when we play Brighton, when we play Crystal Palace. These are teams where people are playing properly. And why it is we probably play about 30-something, 40-something games on the season already. And we still looking disjointed with all the big names we have, with all the reputation as a club we have. Why it is we cannot play proper football?
Give all your new contract. Give all your new
Oh
contract.
gosh, Damian.
No, but here what I think, right? Before Nico, before you reply, here what I thinking. I don't even know if the problem is only because when David Moyes was here, it was the same issue. Van Gaal came, all right, we were seeing some semblance of trying to keep the ball, but had no kind of intent with our possession. Jose Mourinho came. Well, all right, I wish I could forget that. And now Oli coming.
He won trophies though.
But we're talking about style of play here, We're talking about style of play here. Something identifiable where we can look and say, hey, we really have a system and a style where, boy, hey. And now Oli coming on is the same problem. So if after 4 or 5 coaches we still not seeing anything, then where the problem lies? I don't want to pull in that position, but talk to me.
No, but right. So I like what you say, right? So if you check back the teams under most of those coaches, right? Let me say from Mourinho, Van Gaal. Let's say from Van Gaal come forward, right? You would see a lot of recurring decimals. You would see a lot of the same players in the team. And to me, as Christopher on this program, what I said many times, if we want to play better, we had to get better players. And if it was a Pep Guardiola, as he would always say, right? There are a lot of players on the team that would not have been on the team. Fred would not be on the team.
No, understand what you're saying there.
Fred would not be on the team. Let me say, even as McTominay coming up, McTominay might have been fighting for us. Let me look at Zinchenko. Zinchenko is a midfielder. Zinchenko is, to me, a quality player. He could play comfortably in our midfield. But he could barely make a Man City team. And if he had to make the team, he had to play in the left back position.
And he did that very good,
And he's doing very good. So to me, it's about the quality of players. Maybe Oli has his deficiencies, but our style of play, and even if we go as far back as Reams would have said, our style of play have been poor. And it has been poor because of the quality of players. We need to get quality players in the team. We spend a lot of money on Pogba, right? To me, which was a commercial deal more than anything else, right? But then, where was the help for Pogba? The only time you really only get help for Pogba after all those years was Bruno coming now. Right?
All right, so I have a question.
Go ahead.
I have a question, and I want to point this one for Kevin, right? Because Nico talking about the quality of players that we have. But I will argue that probably man for man, we might have, I mean, I don't know if I go in the argument, but for the likes of Brighton, Crystal Palace, even Fulham. When I look at how these players play, they play properly.
But still,
even though they may not be, even though they may not be, let me get the context right?
Right.
When you look at them, you could tell that, wait now, all right, so probably they may not be as good as a Man United level quality player, but they know what they're supposed to do and they're doing it properly. That's what I mean.
Right.
So
they might not be doing it, properly, but not consistently.
But you saying no, because and why you're trying to get at is you saying it's the players, and I am saying no, it's the system. Because if a Fulham or a Brighton could show up and play proper football and how many sitting and saying, well, wait boy, that's a well-drilled team. They're doing what they're supposed to do, they get results.
But which one is on the table? Which one is on the table?
You're missing a point, Nico. You're missing a point. Listen,
your point
where we at because of individual moments of
brilliance. Agreed.
Right? Yes.
Not because our team is a cohesive unit that playing properly.
So then if our team is a cohesive team that's playing properly, then they should be ahead of a team that is relying on individual brilliance, right?
No,
Because
they
it's a
just don't
team.
have.
Because it's
They
a
just,
team
they
now.
just don't
But
have
now you're
low-class
dealing
players.
with. Anyway, go ahead.
All right, so before I get Davian and Kevin, let me just get some comments, right? Because we have some fellas chatting here, right? All right, so Kenton saying we have the players to play the diamond, you know, but it's just being coached right. I've never played football with one-man press. It's always a team press.
Team press. Kenton on the ball tonight, boy.
Nice. Jody saying the entire coaching and players let me down today. You and the entire Man United fan base. All right. Kenton saying, bro, even Brighton, and that's why I'm just saying Brighton playing better football than us.
Yeah,
right?
They know the role. They know
Where
the
is on
role.
the table? Where is on the
Everybody
table?
know the role.
The fight
just don't-
regulation.
They just don't have quality players like we, but everybody know the role, and everybody is played to the best of their ability.
And Nico, to even touch on that point, when we play Brighton was supposed to win that game, you know. It's our last minute penalty.
Every team we play should have win. The only team should have win should be Southampton.
I keep saying our CDMs are not the best passers, and our best passing CDM cannot cover much ground anymore. But he also loves passing sideways and backwards. Let that sink in. In a little press, we struggle to let that sink in. Matic.
Yeah, of course.
Whole game today. Simeon saying, as lack of talent is well documented, them defensive lapses, just plain not bothering to close down runners and mark men on set plays, not acceptable. And we'll get to that because the second goal, the Telemans goal, Maguire get pulled out of position. Matic
Fred
get
was
pulled out of
sleeping.
position.
Fred was just watching the man running.
You understand?
Usher.
Fred just ushered the man into the goal, into the box. Lindelof having now to compensate for Maguire being out of position, gave Telemans a clean shot at goal. So this is a good point.
So again, Reams before Kevin, right?
Right.
Go ahead.
Yeah, let me just get the comments out and then we'll continue, right? Kenton saying check it this way. Burnley have an identity. Same with Crystal Palace. What do we have? Ole Gunnar freestyle. Right? Jody saying McFred not talented. He's saying Mangaloff not talented. Ole not talented as a coach. But Ole, in defense of this one, Ole did say he don't coach the team and he's a manager. So we have to look at the coaching staff. Right? Kenton also saying Chana's bro, Aston Villa play better than us.
And I wait to remember this. Point. Go ahead. Because you know why they play better than us? Because they have a better midfield than us. Our midfield is rubbish. We depend on Fred and McTominay to run our midfield for us. Our midfield is rubbish, and that's why I say if it had Fred and McTominay in Pep Guardiola midfield, right? You could not see them nowhere on the bench. You feel like I improve to Pep Guardiola level? The Pep Guardiola level. You feel Fred and McTominay can improve to Pep Guardiola level?
No, hold on.
No way. No way.
Let me just make a point.
On this green earth.
How come Klopp come in and improve Liverpool?
Same thing Pep do. He change the whole squad.
How come Pep come in and improve City?
Change the whole squad.
The matches the whole squad. When you come, get rid of you. Look, Mahrez. What's our money for Mahrez? And Mahrez couldn't start for years. Mahrez now can get a little run in the team.
Watch how he improves Sterling. Watch how he improves Sterling.
And this is what I'm saying. Have Rashford improved to the amount?
He have a coach that can improve him. He have a coach that can improve him.
No, but Sterling at Liverpool was okay. And then Pep carried at a different level, right?
Exactly.
If it is, let me just say, if it is that Pep went to United, right? And Rashford haven't improved to the level that he wanted. If Rashford has taken opportunities, if Marshall has taken opportunities, no, they've been replaced.
It's coming back to Ream point. Klopp came to the EPL with a style. Pep came to the EPL with a style. Right? So they change the squad. They get rid of players that can't play to their style.
And there's no point. So from Van Gaal to now, it's the same players?
Well, it's different coaches. So it's either we give Ole another season to get the players he wants to play his style, because as Reem rightly saying, what is our style right now? we do have
I would do that.
a way
And
of
I would do
playing.
that.
We do have an ethos.
Yes, I agree. And I would do that. I will give Oli time because I say the moment we go into the next season with that same midfield, then it ain't making no sense.
Right.
And then for sure you had to blame Oli.
All right.
Yeah.
Akeem saying United fans delusional. They say give Oli time to have his team. Just imagine Fulham have a great style of football. Their coach only took 1 season. Look at Aston Villa, etc. We apparently need 4 seasons probably. Kenton saying Chana's Cavani came on and played for 26 minutes and touched the ball 3 times. Mind
3?
blown.
I thought I only count 1.
Kenton also saying Oli came with 2 cokes and a biscuit.
He get my thirsty there.
No, but guys, for those who watching, we do thank you for the interaction. But don't forget, as Kevin has always said, share the live. We want to get more people on the inside, right? And don't forget to like the video as well. And when you like the video, you're not liking the result, right? You're supporting your brothers here. All right.
Fans laugh at me today, boy. They laugh at me.
Boy, so I think for as long as we have the group of players that we have here, and I mean I hear what Nico say. I have a personal opinion on this. I think it has something to do with the coaching and how we drill the team, patterns. I don't think Fred and McTominay as bad. They are not my standard, but I don't think they're as bad as we see them playing. And I remember I was talking to somebody today, and they were talking about this guy James Garner or Jimmy Garner, whatever his name is, and he winning man of the match awards week in week out at Nottingham Forest in the Championship division. But I remember the couple of games when James Garner gets to play here, he wasn't looking at that level of player. But what he may have done is go into a team where he have a system that would allow him to play properly and to shine, to do what he has to do, and lay it off to other players who would do what they know they need to do.
Right.
And I just get the feeling as though, I do like to come down on Oli because I really appreciate what he's doing, and I always say it, Oli don't coach the team. But I just really get the feeling that them fellas is, hey, Oli go out there and express all yourself. Without a pattern, and I know Kevin is always hitting on this pattern thing, eh?
Yeah.
But when I look at other teams that see men knowing what they're doing, why it is we don't look like we know what we're doing, intricate passing. Why it is, and I mean, oh God, Alia, it's frustrating. Anyway,
let me think about the AC Milan midfield, right? But the AC Milan midfield, I don't know how we get you that tie.
Yeah.
That AC Milan midfield was quality in comparison to what we had.
The better team
I tell you earlier, we need to improve our midfield if you want our football to improve. We need to improve that midfield. And you saw it again today.
I don't even know if it's the midfield alone. I just think it has plenty areas that need improvement. But obviously, if we're being real and we want to be realistic, there's no way Ole gonna get 11 players in the transfer window, like how Pep might get 11 or 12, or like how Klopp might get 4 or 5. There's no way Ole gonna get that.
But Reem, watch today, we couldn't even get Martial in the game. We couldn't even get Martial in the game.
Not only this game. Yeah. Go ahead, Reem.
Yeah. That has been my complaint ever since,
Exactly.
We do not play. Go ahead, Kevin.
No, you're right. You're spot on. I want to tell you, go ahead. We never, and maybe Nico is right. We had to change our midfield. Our strikers never get in service. Never get in service. Like that counter attack, we break away. Thing a moment of individual brilliance. Nothing that says midfield to striker, Beckham to York, Beckham to Cole. Nothing like that we have. Nothing.
Yeah. And it's frustrating for fans who really want to sit down and watch the team dominate a game and win a game. And I mean, the better team, if I'm honest with you, the better team went into the semi-finals today.
Yes,
exactly.
Yes.
100%.
Yeah.
And every time that happens, for me, I doesn't feel it, because to me the better team went through. We didn't deserve to go through. So all right, Poppy hand wasn't good enough. The next team was good enough. Congrats and well done to you.
Now this going into the 3rd season now where Oli has been unable to get any kind of domestic trophies. right? I
Well,
think
two and a half, going
two and a
into
half,
three, right?
2.5
Yeah,
going into
yeah,
three, right? Where Oli has reached so far in all these competitions, semi-final, quarter-final, semi-final. And
He winning the league this year.
Oh gosh.
your sarcasm is loud. And kept on saying, Oli ain't it, bro. Oli ain't it.
That's it.
Jody saying, out of all the defeats this season, this one hit me the hardest. Headache like that. And God, have a blessed night.
Watch
God,
where,
Jody,
watch
boy.
where. Well,
Watch out.
Jody, the one that hit me the hardest. You see when we get knocked out of the Champions League. You
I
see
will
after
never
that
forget
one.
that. I will never
After
forget
that
that.
one, when I call for Martial, I call for Oli, I call for everybody in that game.
Everybody. No, I remember Jody admit he was battling some Arsenal fans and you know.
all right.
Yes,
all
and the man was
right.
fighting for his team and then the team come and doing this, man. Yeah, you get it, they can through. Yeah.
Can I say if Oli gets another contract, I swear I will lash my neighbor. He ain't
He
do nothing to me. Watch me. Hey, behave on yourself.
Yes.
So let me talk about the we spoke about when McTominay came on, we saw a little bit different. But McTominay was guilty for the third goal, right? Because he was the one that committed the foul, and then he was the one that lost the player right over his shoulder. And I mean, talk to me.
Mind you, that the ball ended up in we half of the field because Fred lost the ball again. In we half.
Anybody know? Anybody know how Fred? Anybody know how Fred lasts so long?
In this game?
Yeah, this game.
I know, boy. I know, and you know, as a big Fred fan, you know, I say Fred had to make my team.
yeah, and that one by yourself, no way.
Nah, this one, he popped down.
The Venny boy, the Venny.
Yeah, according to Fred Marshall.
I find Fred passing really laying him down these days, but he
passing and shooting, boy. Oh God.
Horrible.
Well, shooting was never it.
Yeah, but shooting was never eating.
Yeah.
Right? The one that some men in this program were having different, that has stats something.
Where's the club he was in before?
Shakhtar.
The man used to shoot like a boss.
From outside the box, I see some worldies,
The man just lost his shooting boots. So somebody used to know on or something.
The kind of thing United does do to you, right?
You know, somebody just saying, yeah, boy, Kevin, that man was a bit disrespectful and he's straight off
topic. Yeah. Headache, you get headache.
Oh, okay.
You see me, he fight off some men today, and then the team come and get licked, so God.
but you know, somebody was saying, right? They say coming to Man United. Anybody ever see what's the name of the show by when Michael Jordan was in the cartoon world?
Space Jam.
Yeah.
And it had the evil aliens who come and they take Charles Barkley and them talent and they make them touch a ball.
Yeah.
And they lost everything. So it's like every time you come in Man United and you hold that pen to sign that contract, it's like you just lose everything. You know, because you talk about how good some of the players who played before, when they come Man United, it's just like, what has happened to you? And then when they leave, they rediscover this form.
Van de Beek come from Ajax. Brilliance.
I'm telling you.
But
go
ahead.
Simeon saying, but we're second in the league. I don't know how. I'm happy, but my eyes tell me in a normal year we will be out of top 4. If we don't re-sign Pogba together with a good CDM and more, we drop. Right? Jody saying Fred can't make he said Fred can make cup sando. And Kenton saying Fred is a Venezuelan, you know. It's either that Fred
either that or Fred on the way.
Nah, boy, Fred kill me today, boy. We play with a man short and Leicester play with a man more. Right? And the best thing Van der Beek do today was to do nothing. Right? Yeah, that's the best thing Van der Beek do today. Was to do nothing. So it come like he didn't even play either. You know what I mean? Because he didn't do nothing for the goal. Which again, that would have been you can't discredit it. but still, no impact on the team, no impact on the game.
But coming back to the McTominay foul, we didn't really touch on it. That's really Wan-Bissaka position. I think Wan-Bissaka and Fred is who lose the ball high up, And McTominay end up down there fouling a bad spot. And that school ball, everybody play football there, first post, last post. You're planting a man there.
Of course. And you're watching the man behind you too. And it's the man behind you is the most dangerous man almost on the field. That the man who inform.
Yeah, boy.
Yeah.
We very, very weak in our own box, and we weaken the opposition box. Exactly. I look at how teams defend set pieces against us. They know that probably Maguire, with his big head, he's probably the biggest threat on a set piece. And I always see that body on Maguire.
Defending set piece. Defending set piece.
Well, you know what I mean. But while looking at this, how other teams assess our threats in the box on set pieces.
Right.
And they will always try to put Maguire off. So that's why anytime Maguire meeting the header, he always heading it up, he heading it away, never on target because the teams know how to mark him off for set pieces.
But we don't know, we don't understand them kind of thing. You understand? So that's why you'll see the likes of McTominay standing up there and jumping and Inacio behind you waiting to score. We have always been conceding off set pieces because we do not know to defend set pieces. And then Kevin touched on it just now. Elementary things. How you will give away a foul in that area. You understand what I'm saying? And Fred did plenty times in the past, giving away foolish fouls in and around our box when you know damn well we weak at defending set pieces. Where the intelligence earlier. Jody saying it have the talented pen, and then it have the two left foot pen to sign the Oh gosh. But who does keep the talented pen, Jody? Because we need them fellas to use that pen to sign. Kenton saying imagine this, Fred does be playing so, and Bruno on the field, giving away the ball with the Hail Mary passes most times. Bruno's our next one all year. He just try to make things happen, but oh God, boy. It's at a point, a time, Fred wanted to pass the ball for Bruno. Miko, how much time I tell you, wherever Bruno is, Fred will pass that ball. Fellas, it's one of the problems I realize we have midfield players who, and I think we talk about it last week, last review, Nico. We have midfielders who good at one thing. When truth and in fact, you should be pretty decent all around. Yeah. Fred more or less good at just breaking up play. Yes.
So after Fred break up the play, Fred kind of
lost
limited.
He's very, very limited. And we want midfielders who could progress the ball, who can make proper passing decisions. Sometimes, and we always talk about it, you will have your forward players coming into the spaces for the ball, and they need the ball now. But then you take a different touch, you'll turn,
before Fred go to pass a ball, the whole body just turn into the player direction. So the opposition don't know where he going to pass the ball.
He using that right foot at all. That right foot ain't coming in the game at all.
Yeah.
And you see sometimes that delay in making that decision to pass the ball would you would lose that opportunity. That space could then get closed. Players could then recover. And that is one of the issues that I have with our team in terms of our transitions and our forward passing. Go ahead, Nico.
No, same thing I just said. The quality in passing, it's just not there. We take too long to play simple forward passes, because the moment you take long to play those forward passes, then those spaces will be non-existent. Because the moment you see a pass, because the defender players see the space also, and the moment you are the size up and wind up to make a pass, that I'm going. And then if you look at our midfielders, there is no disguise in the passing. If you look at a lot of quality midfielders, that's how they make their living, because they can disguise the quality of their passes. They might shape the body to pass that way, but they go in another direction. And that is where they just make the money. But you don't see that kind of quality in a woman midfield except for Pogba.
Yeah.
Especially in the second half, you saw that clearly. We telegraphed the passes so much that Leicester running on and I want to see the stats for the interceptions. Yeah,
exactly.
Too many,
making it easy,
telegraphing the pass. Yeah,
we
them boys just waiting
had to,
as you touch it.
Predictable.
But that is something that Fred and McTominay gonna learn now. That would have to be something that would have developed, right? Because to play in a high pace, a high intensity game, and be trying them thing, it would never come off. You had to develop that. You had to come with that talent and that quality, and they don't have that.
So you've been saying how many minutes do our guys have in their legs? Ollie routinely plays guys 90 minutes, then complains about the schedule. Yeah. Jody saying, but on a serious note, Dini shine up Fred.
Dini hush. Yeah. Dini had a hush.
So everyone know to press Fred once he on the ball or the ball is going to him.
Mm-hmm.
As for when I say Ollie not talented, he did not know to take off Fred. He got the red card just as how he did not know to take
him off at the end of the first
half. Right, at the first half today. Yes. Okay. Point noted, Jody. Kenton also saying, fellas, when you'll get time, check out Dennis Zakira and Babukari Somare. Two center midfielders or center defensive midfielders that replace Matic, Fred, and Mac Mayonnaise.
Yes.
I like McTominay. I like McTominay though. I like
McTominay, but he had to play with quality next game.
He's probably the best of the three. He's probably the best of the three.
So you see what Kenton was saying there? Go ahead, Davian.
Between Matic and Fred, he's the best.
Yeah, but but Davian, that is like the worst out of two evils now. You know?
Yeah.
The worst out of the worst.
It's like the best out of the worst. You know?
Yeah.
So I prefer that we really look this season into getting proper midfielders who we know, as we were all saying before, know to progress the ball properly. They don't only offer one aspect of a midfielder's game. They're giving us more in terms of the transitions, attacking, positional awareness, confidence in on the ball, taking care of the ball properly. I like to see when players handling the ball nice. That's why I did really like how Kessie play for AC Milan.
He was real quality, boy. He was real quality.
Yeah.
Jody saying Rice coming this summer. Well, so my links in Old Trafford say.
Watch out bad Lingard getting on in West Ham right now.
Yeah.
He in a system that suits him.
He touch your pen before he leave. He touch your pen and he get back his talent before he leave.
Anyway, so guys, we want to wrap it up. But before we wrap it up, I just want to touch on one thing. People keep talking, and I had to mention it because I really want to quell the misconception about our forwards. I don't know how many of you will notice that from major parts of the game, Martial, I don't know how many yards it is, but Martial was the only one, or most times the only one, because Pogba was cutting in plenty.
Mm-hmm.
Martial was really the only one who was trying to cover the distance from the half line to the top of the
opposition box.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, and when we try to transition the ball up, it has a space, a big gap between where our 10 players are and where Martial is. So it's always a disconnect between our team and our forwards. But they want the forward in the box. And even when you watch the last couple of games, you saw Greenwood couldn't do that whole box thing because he realized he had to come deep to get involved in the game.
Yeah.
When Cavani came on, all right, so we're going to get Mr. Movement. Kevin said, how much touches Cavani get? How Cavani impact the game? So this is why I would always say, no matter which forward you bring into this team, we would make that forward look like real rubbish. And with our fan base, we will always be comparing Martial versus Greenwood versus Haaland versus Kane. We will always be comparing our forwards.
Yeah.
And that's unfair to the forwards because we do not play to benefit.
We don't get them in the game.
We don't play for them, So I really want to see a little more connecting with our forward players a little bit better, so that the fellas wouldn't look like they're not interested or they're not in the game. Sometimes when your forwards getting their first touch in the 20th minute of the game, what you expect?
Exactly.
Anyway, guys, so in the interest of time, let me get some closing thoughts. I'll start with you, Davian.
Ole, 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 ole. Ole. Give man your contract. No, but we just hope that the next game he could bounce back. Well, that is the next one. How much? 2-3 weeks?
We have 2 weeks. 2 weeks.
Yeah, 2 weeks. We hope he could bounce back. We have top 4 to deal with now and Europa League. So we hope he can at least get one trophy to save his face.
It only have one more to get. Yeah, Kevin?
Yeah, well, I like what Jody said there, 21 and 21. I always like to end on a positive note. Today, gone, we out. We ain't had to talk about FA Cup until next year again. We have one cup competition to focus on, one major one in Europe. We had to give it we all know. We had no excuse. Squad rotation, wherever I want to say, we had to go for it. Like how Jose go for it, like he life depended on it when he was here. Same thing we had to do. We had to go for it, like your contract ain't getting renewed unless we live that trophy. And right, we just had to show up second place. We know we ain't catching City. Let we give it we all, run your blood to water. 9 games to go, fellas. 9 games to go. Then we go all out, and then we end the season with some sort of success. And well, show up with midfield and come again next year.
Nice.
Yeah. Again, I like having positivity there. As much as today was a downer for some, this out Saudi door, we gotta worry about this again, and it's just a focus on the league, as do as best as we could do. Let me see some improvements within the team. Next season we had a short damage, we had a quality in that midfield. Next season, I even hope they could maybe even keep Pogba. Reams, when Pogba wasn't in his form, I used to say, well, if you can't show up, well then bye bye. But nobody's showing up when he's up recent. So if you can get Pogba to stay, get Bruno firing, get some help for them fellas and them, I think next season could even be a better season. To be honest, I've seen some improvements this season. I've seen some improvement. It's just really to build on that, and hopefully that who's spending the money, whoever is scouting, whoever it is looking at players to bring them in early, right? Let me get players in early. Let me get quality in early. I hear Hurricane want to leave. Well, let me get Hurricane inside. Yes, I know really would say the quality I play and all that. But let me get Hurricane inside, let me get some quality in the midfield, and here we're going to do real damages. So 2 weeks from now, and let me forget about today and go forward till the end of the season.
Yeah. It'll always be harder to have to endure 2 weeks of international football when you know your team
Yes,
lost.
boy. And like we always doing that, boy.
So it could be a tough 2 weeks. It could be a tough 2 weeks. We ended on such a sour note, and to be exiting from a cup competition. But it's gone. So it's all about going full on for the league now. The last 9 games to make sure we finish, properly. We finish with a bang. And even in the Europa League, we really, really need to go for that. I think the team needs to taste silverware. We need to taste silverware. You can tell that the team lacking that kind of confidence when it comes to that run in for a trophy. I really want to see us play better. I can't stand watching us play, kind of schoolboy football, and still I see some school teams play better than this. I don't know, probably the fact that Fred not going on international duty might give him the much needed rest. Probably the likes of the Martials and Pogba, who lacking minutes, when they go to the national team, they will get they'll find back that kind of confidence.
Brazilian pick Fred, boy?
Watch
check on the Venezuela list. Check on the Venezuela.
Or somebody say, I'm sure that some minor league team name they were United. You know?
Nah, but
But
Nico on the comment you make earlier with that Kane talk. Kane wastes how much years at Spurs? You really feel he wanna play for Oli boy?
No, we go pay him. We go pay him. So all that
Money talks,
time,
man. Money
yeah,
talks.
all
Money
that
talks.
time,
Money talks.
all that time he waste, we go pay him for all of that. Don't worry, we go pay
I
him.
like the way that songs. I like the way that songs.
Yeah.
now, but guys, I just hope that the international break doesn't bring us any heartache in terms of injuries, because that could be a real dagger,
Yeah.
So I hope that them guys will go out there and build some confidence, get some goals, who need to get goals, get some game time, who need the game time, so that they will come back sharp, fit, confident for the running, So yeah. So guys, thanks again for joining. Kevin, Davion, thanks for coming on.
Thanks.
Yeah,
Always
man.
a pleasure, fellas.
Yeah. So
Appreciate it.
guys, don't forget to share, to like, check us on YouTube as well, All in All United. Give us a subscription there. And we out to get the content to Manchester United fans all around the world as far as we could reach, guys.
Yeah, man.
Nice, man.
So have a good night, everybody, and see you all in 2 weeks.
Yeah, man. Good night.
Yeah. Good night, everybody.
Bless.